All right, everybody. This is What's Up, Chris. My name is Chris.
My name is Damon.
My name is Donn.
And this is Dion, a.k.a. Dolomite.
And my name Bone Crusher, and this is our podcast.
Right. And right now,
Here we go.
we have an in-studio guest, and he goes by the legendary Bone Crusher.
That's right.
Oh,
Right.
oh,
What's up, Bone?
G6K.
Hey, what up, Chris? This a hit, not a one and done. Every scene on the screen is a one and one. Tune in with a friend, we got more to come. Conversation topics never end, cause we got a ton. We gon' shoot it while we can, we don't get enough. Strong team, chasing dreams, so we level up. You won't see a thing by the stream, that's just how it's done. Working all day and night till we number one. What up, Chris? What up, Chris? What up, Chris? Got a lot of hits, but it ain't nothing like this, ayy. What up, Chris? What up, Chris? What up, Chris? Ayy. What up? What up, Chris? Ayy.
What's up, Chris?
Man.
What's up?
Bone Crusher, thanks for being here, man.
The name Bone Crusher, did you get that for a special reason, or did somebody just throw that out there, or you just came up with that yourself?
No, it was given to me by some dudes in my neighborhood. I'll let you
Okay.
draw your own conclusions for where it came from.
Oh, well, if I draw my conclusion and look
I'm
at the
thinking-
sides of it, I already know what the conclusion is.
I'm thinking you
All
was
right?
sitting in front of papayas and you was eating some chicken
I
legs.
did. I broke some bones. That's what it was.
I
You
just broke
got
some
it.
bones.
Yeah. Side order chicken.
Side order of chicken.
Yeah. Side order chicken legs.
You heard I said papayas.
Right.
So just to touch on a little bit of your music,
Right.
career. Like obviously we all know you from Atlanta.
Right.
You've worked with a lot of people from
Yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah,
If you was gonna pick out like a favorite artist that you've worked with from Atlanta, like give us like two or three, maybe.
Two or three?
Yeah, maybe people that people won't know.
Or maybe the top one.
Yeah,
that you
one or
think of,
two.
You know.
I tell you the camp that that I respect
Okay.
a lot in Atlanta that you probably don't know about, but you probably do if you guys are hip hop historians, is the Oomp camp. You know, Big Oomp, Baby D, DJ Unk, DJ Jelly, that whole squad over there, man. Monte, DJ Monte, who produced DJ for what's this guy name? I'll tell you what, I'm drawing a blank right now. What's his name? Golly, I'm going crazy. I'm in love with a stripper and a T-Pain.
T-Pain.
Yeah.
Say, I had a brain blip. It's crazy. T-Pain, my guy. T-Pain, my guy. I work with T-Pain.
Look.
I am embarrassed. Sorry, T-Pain.
That's all right, brother.
But yeah, Big Oomp. You know what I mean? I tell you, man, Atlanta has Pastor Troy.
That's I like Pastor Troy. a
Yeah,
lot.
Pastor Troy, DSGB. You know what I mean?
Down South Georgia boys.
No, Troy always putting records out.
Yeah, he just underground.
He just Georgia. He Atlanta. He Georgia, Atlanta, Augusta. PT is always represent ATL and Georgia to the fullest.
Okay.
So
okay.
if he gets it all in Georgia, that's all he care about. He don't care about nowhere else.
Years of his career, I thought he was a real pastor.
His daddy is. His dad is a pastor.
Oh, wow.
His dad is a pastor. That's where he gets it from. But the third one that you don't know, who you don't know that I worked with.
I mean, we know there's a list of brothers that you work with.
You did start out with So Def, right?
No. I started in the beginning. I started with Black Market.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Which is Lil Jon and Lil Jon, Cersei, Vince.
Was X-rated on that with you too?
X-rated. No, X-rated wasn't on that. No. This is way back. You're talking about the early '90s. We was all hanging out together at the Black Market House on Hartwell Street in Atlanta on the west side, southwest side. Big Oomp, the guy I was telling you about earlier, he had his office right around the corner from there on Ashby, which is now Lowry Street. So it's always been a connection between all the cats from Atlanta. We all came up together. So when you see us, all the older cats, when you see us, we all kind of still get along because we came from very humble beginnings, man. I'm talking about 2 for $2 Big Macs,
Yeah, man.
Michelob,
Yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
D,
He's bringing
Oh,
it back.
Lee.
Bringing
For
it
a minute, I
back.
thought you were gonna say, that Mad Dog 2020.
All that, everything. MD 2020, all that. Mickey's Bill, everything.
Look, everything.
Yeah, St. Ives, all of it.
In other words, before the first slutty vegan.
Yeah, way before Slutty Vegan. Way before Slutty Vegan.
So you guys were like tight, like family and whatnot.
Yeah, we
Okay,
still
we're
are.
close.
We
Okay,
still
still close.
The thing about it is that when it comes down to, between John, myself, all the cats from Atlanta, we are still family. We still cool.
Okay.
We still get along, man. I still talk to all of them.
Okay.
They're my brothers.
Good.
Okay, so you.
I like Pastor Troy a lot too.
Pastor
I got
Troy,
a
my
lot of
guy.
albums from Pastor Troy.
Yeah.
PT,
I
my
swear,
guy.
he's on my favorite playlist on
Right.
iTunes.
Oh, I love it. That's my guy.
You got anything coming out soon or?
Yeah. I
new
got a whole
stuff?
album coming out.
Okay.
Actually. It's called. I can tell you the name of the album. It's called Return of the Lyrical Giant.
Okay.
Right, and DJ Toon produced on it. Jazzy Faye, Drummer Boy,
Jazzy
80
Yeah, man.
Empire,
Man.
Travis. Who else produced on that? Israel.
What's the name of that group Jazzy Faye dad was in?
Oh,
Wanna see you
Lakeside.
whip it, show that you-
Lakeside. Is it Lakeside?
No. They sang a Let It Whip.
They from Memphis.
Barcades.
Barcades.
That's it.
There you go. The
Barcades.
Barcades. You got it.
Yep.
The Barcades. Yep.
That's his dad.
Yep. It's dead. Yep. You got it. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you so I know you've been in some movie stuff.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of
That's kind of a few of them.
Yeah.
And so out of the ones that you've been, was there any one of them that stood out in your mind as like that was cool and made you put you on the map, so to speak, in the acting part of it?
Yeah. The one I really liked the most was the last one I did, which was Deadly Dispatch.
Deadly Dispatch. That's what I was getting ready to ask you because
we was
I
just
happened to
talking
see
about
it, and then I was looking
Yeah.
and I'm going, damn, that dude look familiar. And then I'm going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And so, me and Chris go back a long time. So
Yeah.
every time you came up here, he said, man, I got Bone Crusher up here. And I
Right.
go, he said, yeah, man, we taking him up, what was it, Monticello? Or somewhere past Monticello?
We've been everywhere.
So first of all, I kept asking him, I go, why you keep taking that nigga way the hell up here, man? Ain't no niggas up there.
Hey, they go way back because they both shared the Jesus Christ starter jacket back in the
did,
day.
they did.
Oh,
They had the
man.
Ten Commandments on our
So now you want to go in on
Yeah, he want to do that. You want
No,
to do
you ain't
that.
spitting no facts when you're trying to throw me in it like that, but that's okay, Don Twin. Okay, Don Twin.
Yeah.
But so Deadly Dispatch was a good one for you. Did you?
Yeah, the reason why I like that one the most is because of the story behind it, because it's a true story.
Oh,
And
okay.
it represented a young man that was trying his best to be a good father, and a good husband, and a good person to his girl, and it ended up backfiring on him because he put all of he had into her. He trusted her, and she ended up getting him killed for an insurance policy. And it was based
Some
on
real life shit.
Yep, and it was it was shot and aired during the time of Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yep.
So it was really a
Okay.
good time for that to be seen, if you could say a good time. But it was a very pivotal moment for mental health issues, narcissism. Narcissism, people taking advantage of people. That's something that I definitely hold dear to my heart because I understand what it
Okay.
means to invest in someone and people take advantage of you.
Oh man, yeah. Well,
So to piggyback off of him, since you're talking about acting, this is definitely right up my alley.
Right. There
you
So we know, well, maybe they don't know, but I know you done been in a couple video games.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
yes, I didn't know that. until
Def
you said it.
Jam,
Me
Fight
neither.
for New York,
Yep.
and I believe Fight for New York
Yep.
hometown.
Yep.
All right. So first of all, that's awesome because none of us can say we've ever been in a video game. So if my memory serves me correctly,
Right.
I believe your style in the games was wrestling.
Yep.
So
okay.
do you got wrestling skills?
It's crazy. It's crazy. I used to. You talking about like
WWE?
professionally or?
I mean, just like any skill. Like, I'm
Look,
not saying-
look. He already told you what his nose
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. The thing about it is that I actually wrestled professionally for
Oh,
3 days.
really?
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like
The
WWE?
WCW
Oh, yeah,
Mayhem.
WCW.
Yeah, WCW
Yeah,
Mayhem.
yeah.
I did that down in South Beach with what's the tall brother name? God, I forgot.
Diesel?
Wrestler.
Yeah, he's a wrestler.
Diesel.
Not
Tall?
Diesel.
Under
Big tall dude. He like 7 feet tall almost.
the Big Show.
No, black guy. Oh God.
You're not talking about the dude that's in WWE now.
Yeah, he is.
Omos? Omos?
Not Omos.
No.
Okay.
No. I remember in a minute. But anyway, so I wrestled with him.
I think I know you're talking
Yeah. And they showed me all the moves. It was pretty cool, man.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
about. Like how Bad Bunny is going through right now. They teaching them everything.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. It's good. It's good.
So do you still pick up the sticks every once in a while and get down on the V for Vendetta or Def Jam? No.
Nah. You know, the thing about me, man, I'm not really a big video game guy.
Okay.
I like watching people play video
Yep,
games.
yep.
You know, I sit and watch people play video games for hours. Like this guy I'm watching right now, his name is Hollow. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he has a large following on YouTube, and I watch him play. It's like watching a person. It's like watching a movie. So what I like about video games are the story is usually better than most movies that you watch. So I'm sitting there looking at this guy play. I'm like, man, I could sit and watch this all day. And I just got kind of hooked on it. So whenever I get some downtime, I just watch him play.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Did he have the gaming scenery?
yeah, he got the whole thing. Sometimes he be first person when he be on there.
Yeah.
And sometimes just be the game itself.
And they all got that special chair for that comfort.
Yeah. He
For
do
real,
that
for
shit.
real.
Yeah.
Now that
they do.
video,
Yeah.
that video thing it's big money in that, dude.
Yeah,
People go out and really make money
yeah,
playing them
Yeah.
games.
I know.
I put it out there because obviously in today's world, you know, you got video games,
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
social media,
yeah,
you got all that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I wanted to put it out there like, you know, this
Yeah.
man has been
Yeah.
in what these kids love today, video
Right,
games.
right.
Yeah, I was on a cover of PlayStation Magazine. Yeah, I got a picture of it. Hold on.
Okay, well, yeah.
It's getting real in here, people. Settle down.
Look.
Bring your sodas.
Yeah, I got a picture of it.
Got it.
I'll send it to you once we get through an interview. I'll show you.
Yeah.
So I got a question.
Well, talk to me.
What inspired I Ain't Never Scared? Did you go through something personally to write those lyrics?
You know what's so crazy when I wrote it? I was in at Big Oomp's house,
Okay.
right? Since we mentioned Big Oomp. And I was in a session with the Young Bloods.
Okay. Yeah.
And what happened was I was, at the time, I write so much for so many people. Like I wrote a lot of records back in the day for a lot of people, you know what I mean? Organized Noise, John, everybody. I write a lot of hooks, a lot of verses and stuff. But this particular session, man, if you know anything about the Young Bloods, they have the music playing just all day, one beat. Boom, da, boom, da, boom, da,
Yeah.
all day, right?
Yeah.
So I was writing a hook to that beat for them, right? And I was like, yo, I wrote like 3 hooks. And then I said, oh man, I got this thing in my head. And it just kind of came out like that. And I was like, yo, I'm outside of the club. But it wasn't even the same tempo though. Right? So what you know now is totally different from when I wrote it.
Okay.
So I wrote it to a slower beat, right? A slower tempo. So it's like, I'm like, outside of, okay. And I kept writing it.
Right.
So when I finally finished the idea, the concept of it, I was really like in a total space of, I felt that, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Did
So I'm just keeping
Lil
it to myself.
John have something to do with it
Nah,
at all?
no.
That sounded like one of his.
No. If you listen to Never Scared is totally different from the way John approaches Crunk, right?
Yeah.
John approaches from a chant standpoint. Never Scared is a singing, more harmonious, like driving kind of energy, on it, right? I never considered what I did as Crunk music. I've always considered what I did as energy power, right? So when you hear it, that's why it feels like that, right? It's like it's driving more, right?
Yeah.
John is more like,
Yeah.
you know, he
Yeah,
up.
right.
Never Scared is like, it's like moving you. It's in your chest plate. It's in the back of your lungs. It's hitting everything, right?
Right.
So what happened after that was that my homeboy that did the beat, name is Avery Johnson, right? So Avery,
Not the basketball player.
no.
make
You know what's so
Not
crazy?
Avery.
Everybody, when the record first came out, I would always say, dude named Avery Johnson did the beat. And people be like, Avery Johnson, basketball player? I was like, no, man, not the basketball
The
player.
one that talk like this.
No, not him. No, he ain't do it.
I was the best coach for the San Antonio Spurs.
Right. That's crazy.
Lord.
No, my
Okay.
guy Avery Johnson, who's in a band called The Chronicle, right? That's another group that I would say is probably one of the most influential pieces of the Atlanta music scene that y'all don't know about.
Right.
See, they influenced myself, Organized Noise, India Ari, it's a lot of people influenced me.
These are big names, people.
Right.
For real, man.
Yeah.
Right. So so Avery stayed 3 houses down from me.
Oh,
This is how
okay.
you know things are written in scroll.
Right.
Right. So he hits me. He said, "Hey, Bone, man, I got this beat. Come here and listen to it." I said, "All right, cool." And at the time, I'm broke. I'm thinking of crazy shit to do, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of working in fucking Waffle House. To be honest with you, I was tired of that shit. I never sold dope a day in my life. I don't know shit about selling dope. Right. I'm a thug ass dude, from back in the day.
Right.
All I did was fight. Right. So I bodyguard a lot of cats, man. I bodyguard Little John, I bodyguard T.I., and the list goes on and on and on. So in my head, I'm like, shit, man, these motherfuckers think I'm crazy, man. Fuck. I'm on the porch, like, contemplating whether or not to go rob a motherfucker or stay working at Waffle House, right? I got my kids in the house, man. I got babies I got to feed. I'm thinking to myself, like, I got to do something to get these niggas. I got to feed my kids, man. You know what I mean? So Avery hits me, and he interrupted me thinking stupid, right? He said, man, come on down here, man. I got this beat. What's the odds, like I said, for him staying 3 houses down from me, 2 houses down from me? So I walked down there. He's like, yo, I got this beat. I said, cool. Let me hear it. Boom, 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 boom. I said, oh, man, I got a hook for that. He said, oh, yeah? I said, yeah. He said, hold on. So I go in. I said an intro part immediately. Now, remind you, I'm so fucking mad at the world at this point. Everything that's coming out of me is that feeling that you're feeling every time you hear it. Right, every time you hear it. So I'm fucking broke. I'm mad. I'm upset. These motherfuckers think I'm a punk. I'm about to show these motherfuckers what I'm really about. You know what I'm saying? These niggas think I'm playing. Let me show these motherfuckers how hard this shit really is. Right. Show these motherfuckers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You got that right.
So that's what came out, man. It totally went from outside.
A little slow.
It went from that to outside of the club. They think I'm a punk. So I go to my loaded Tech 9 that's over in the trunk. I told this motherfucker, I ain't never scared. Right? Bruh, when I did that shit, I'm gonna tell you what the crazy part about it. When I did it, I came out the booth. I looked at Avery. He said, "Yeah, that one good." I said, "Yeah, it's cool." He's like, "Yeah, it's cool. It's good. It's good. It's good." I said, "Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good." Right? And then the thing about it is that after that, everything that comes after that, man, is just like people coming and grabbing and getting a part of the project, right? And I didn't realize the song was gonna be as big as it is, but I knew it had the energy of that. Right? I knew that it felt good. Right? The feeling of it felt like, it didn't feel corrosive. It felt like, you know what I mean? It felt like passion and drive and never give up. Yeah, man. Never give up. And I fucking broke that record in Atlanta, man. So heavy, I just kept taking it to DJs and the clubs. And nobody really was feeling the shit like that, right?
Oh, wow.
Don't let nobody fool you, right? You got to realize Never Scared at the time was a record that was totally different from anything that we've ever heard at that moment, right? It was a record that had its own tempo and its own lane. It's hard to mix the shit because everything was sounding like Puffy. You know what I mean? You know, nothing against Puffy, but everything was, I don't know. So you
Social media take everything out on.
Right. You go from shiny suits and shit to this gritty ass street shit, right? Especially from 3 unknown cats that nobody know, right? It sounds crazy now, but nobody know who Killer Mike is and T.I. is at this point, right? So it's like, oh, who the fuck is these dudes? Like, and me, nobody know who the fuck I am either. You know what I mean? Nobody know who the fuck I am. So
I know who all them cats are.
Right. So we going. So I'm taking the record. I'm taking it to DJs. I'm taking it to people. They're like, yeah, it's cool, Mo. It'd be a good regional record, man. I said, regional? I said, man, y'all motherfuckers thinking too small. I said, man, let me tell y'all something. This shit about to blow up. So I really started going into what I was really feeling from the record, because a lot of cats at home were just like, man, Bone crazy. Just play the motherfucking record, right? I'm like, man, play the motherfucking shit. Man, look out for me. All right, cool. The only DJs that was fucking with it, to be honest with you, it was 2 DJs and 1 PD, right? The 2 DJs that was fucking with it was DJ Will and DJ Mars, who's now the DJ for Usher, right?
Okay.
DJ Will is one of the biggest DJs in the strip clubs, and he's also a tour DJ for me and a whole bunch of other people from Atlanta, right?
Okay.
DJ Will figured out, shouts out to Ball and G, that you could mix Never Scared with shit playing games, yo. So that was Puffy's down south, grabbing the legendary group of Ball and G,
Right.
and introducing them to Bad Boy South,
Yeah,
right?
He did that Living Legends album.
Right. So they had this song called "Stop You Playing Games, Yo." Playing games, yo. That was the only song you could take in the mix show and mix Never Scared with.
Okay.
So Will takes and mix that record with that record all the time in the mix show.
Yep.
Next thing I know, man, everything was ordained for that record, because that's the same year we had the All-Star game.
Oh, yeah.
In Atlanta.
So 2003 was the same year we had the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was February, just like everything.
All-Star games
Yeah,
are
February.
Okay.
So the record started to bubble right in that time, right? So JD, right before the All-Star game started, I saw JD at this club called Levels in Atlanta. It was right downtown. I knew JD for many years. I drew the So Def logo, not the Afro, but the graffiti one. Skip drew the Afro man that everybody knows. I drew the graffiti one that's on the Letterman jacket. At that time, he run a whole camera. Right. So JD, I saw him in the club that night. I said, man, listen. I said, hey, check out my CD, man. See what you think. He was like, all right. I said, cool. And I walked off. He told me the only reason he played the damn record and listened to it because I wasn't tripping on it. Like, I was like, man, I already know I got a cure for cancer, bro. Like, all this shit these motherfuckers talking about around here, whack as fuck. I got the cure for cancer, bro. Right. So I just gave it to him, man. You know what I mean? Y'all need a cure. Here you go.
Right.
There you go.
Right. Play that motherfucker.
Yeah, play it. You know, it's what it is. Or don't play it. I don't care.
Don't. Right.
Yeah, don't play it. Somebody gonna fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
He played the record in his car, he told me. He had a show at the time called So Def Radio, right? So Def Radio, the record, he hit me on the radio. We listened to So Def Radio because at the time, Atlanta didn't play a lot of hip hop on the radio like that. It wasn't a lot of radio, like a lot of, crunk and rap music being played on the radio in Atlanta. And B103 was very selective of the type of rap, R&B, whatever they played. They were very selective.
Right.
So they gave JD this show for an hour, So Def Radio. He would play the records that nobody had heard before, whatever, and that was hot in the streets. So to him, man, he played Never Scared about 9 times back to back. And somebody had hit Twin them, who was they produced on their album Bread and Water. Said, yo, man, they going crazy on Bone Record on the radio, right?
Yeah.
He said, turn on the radio. Turn on the radio. Yo. Yo, this is how I know he playing the death out of it.
Right.
Yo. Y'all tell Bone Crusher, give me a call. This record's crazy.
Right.
Play it again.
Right. They going on.
Going bananas on the record, right? So the rest is history. Now you hear it, right?
Yeah.
It just blew up,
Yeah.
and it went from there to there till long time. And Kanye telling the world on Drink Champs, the reason why Atlanta took over at that point in time was because of me and Never Scared, because the way it hit the world. It hit New York at that time. And he was there when it was happening. So he saw it like, oh, man, this is crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
So I got to ask you about the video.
Okay.
Okay, because obviously there's some King Kong, Godzilla feel to that.
Of course.
So we got to get this on the table or on the record. King Kong or Godzilla right now.
You know what's so crazy?
Come on now. Don't duck the question.
Let me answer that with this.
Okay.
So you said King Kong and Godzilla,
Yeah,
right?
because you got that feel.
Right.
Like them old sci-fi
Right.
movies. Yeah.
So how about this? Me and Busta Rhymes started doing an album called King Kong versus Godzilla. Now,
Boom.
we didn't
Catchphrase.
specifically say who was King Kong, who was Godzilla.
Right.
But I think I'm more Godzilla-ish than King Kong is.
But Busta looked like Godzilla.
You know what?
Man, I'm not jealous.
Here you go. Here you
had to
go.
do that.
Look, I'm there.
I'll let you have
Do
that.
that.
Bones like,
Hey, man, I ain't got nothing to do
not
with
even gonna
that.
run Busta's a bad boy, though.
Nah, you leave my buddy alone.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah,
You
we
know,
talking
you always
about
trying to
Busta.
throw something on
No,
somebody.
no pun intended.
I know,
no,
right?
No pun intended.
So, my question is,
What?
do you think about all these ball players right now making the money,
Yeah.
and then deciding to do crazy shit right now?
I mean, I think that everybody that doesn't go through some type of A&R or some type of introduction to the syllabus of what the program is about is going to make mistakes.
Right. Right.
Those mistakes aren't egregious. I mean, it's not that bad. Like even with John Morant, right? So John Morant, he keeps going through things, but realistically, at the end of the day, he's making mistakes that most kids would make at his age with
Right.
$400 million.
23 years
Right.
old.
Right.
$200 million contract.
So you're saying that he's mostly he more of a product of his environment.
Well, I think he's we all are. We all are a product
Yeah.
of our environment.
Yeah.
But
Some of us excel.
I mean, he is excelled. But he has excelled though. But think about this: if I was to give you, how old are you, brother? I don't know, 45, 50.
I appreciate that.
Don't blow your head up.
Look, don't.
How old are you?
I'm 56.
Okay, 56.
Okay.
Think about your 21-year, 23-year-old self. And no, not just that. Let me give you $300 million.
No, he said you're 23-year-old
I'm
self.
about to say.
Right.
Not now.
I'd have
Not
faked the
now.
injury and got out the Navy earlier. I was in the military.
I'd be like Will Ferrell in Old School. I'd be running through the quad talking about we're going streaking through the quad. Follow me.
At 23.
And I don't care if anybody's behind me.
Look.
Yeah.
Well,
He
so
was already
here's
Boy
the thing,
Scout.
though, man. That whole situation and the way most of them players get into the NBA.
Yeah.
There's always someone that's supposed to be, and this is what they're trying to say now, is that a lot of the NBA players who were veterans who are playing on some of these teams
Yeah.
should have been the ones talking to him
Right.
instead of his daddy being his best friend and not putting his foot
I
down.
agree
and
with
go,
that.
Because he's
I
at an
You know what I
age
mean?
of a vulnerable age, and he's
Well, of
emulating
course,
things
of
around
course,
him.
and I think that's true to the facts. I mean, it's like coming up when I started dancing and was getting in video stuff. There was cats that was there before you, and they would give you the ropes. Like I first went on the road, and the brothers that was playing in the band, hey man, listen here, we going
Right.
over here. Be careful to get into this, cause this heifers out here do this to you and da da da. And I'm like,
But that
okay.
goes back to what I said earlier.
Exactly.
Like a lot. Well, what the problem is that the NBA is a business like any other business, right?
Right.
And when you work for an employer, whether you're working at Walmart or you're working on Wall Street, they first of all, you first go in, they introduce you to HR. They tell you this is what the rules are. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And if you do this, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
And if you do this, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
Now, the problem is that a lot of times these cats just get themselves caught up in a situation where they just don't care, right? And that's just part of growing up.
It is.
You have to be punished for not
Right.
caring,
It is.
right? So right now he's just going through a situation where he has to understand that you just can't do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's on him to decide
Yeah.
whether or not he wants to continue to work for that
Yeah,
business.
because if he don't, the NBA
They're gonna
come-
get rid of him.
Right.
That's just part of it.
I happen to think he's a good basketball player.
Oh, he's a
and
monster basketball
he's,
player.
he's just making mistakes that any young kid would make.
Of course.
And
And that's what we're saying.
and it ain't my job to be sitting over here judging what he doing anyways. All I know is
Well,
just
no, I mean,
do what you do,
here's
young
the
man.
other part of that, and I'm not trying to be racist when I say this, but our young black brothers
Right.
need to understand that you are setting an example for the ones coming up behind you as well.
Right.
You have an obligation to be. You have an obligation. You got kids wanting to be John Morant.
Yeah, true.
You got kids wanting to be LeBron James. They want to be all these things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
if
feel
they
he
see
has
that-
an obligation that he owed those youngsters that's looking up to him.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it, like you said, it ain't nothing for us to be judging him or anything.
Right.
But at the same time, you want to make sure that he understands what's going on in his life, what needs to be done now. As opposed, this is the second time he got
Oh, yeah, I know.
caught up with
In-
the whole
in a matter
gun
of like
thing
a
and that
month,
stuff.
I know.
And whatever that is, that's on him. If he wants to be out there with his boys, now I'm gonna tell you the other part of that bothered me was his own boy put that video out.
Yeah. But I mean, he was on live.
He was on live, but it's still his boy had to got him over here, man.
He didn't tell his boy put it down though.
Yeah, but his boy though. But let me tell you something. His boy, cause he was on live. His boy was like when he was just jamming.
Yeah.
And then he's like panning over.
Right.
And he didn't look like he
Was trying
knew
to
that Ja was going to
exactly,
do that.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then when he saw him
Exactly.
do it, he was like, oh,
Yeah,
you know what, brother? Go ahead, don't get caught. You know what I mean?
right.
So, but the thing about it is that you got to always remember, as my grandpa always told me, man, birds of a feather flock together, and you got to make sure that who you flocking with understands that you have to fly a certain kind of way.
Exactly.
And he has to, as a young man, he has to realize that he is a business, and that business model that he has is a multi-million-dollar model. So he has to keep his friends understanding that they can't always come to his job. That's like somebody that's like me, you, and then I say I work at Walmart, back to Walmart. I'm a cashier. I just take a whole bunch of people to show up with me at the cashier. They just hanging out. You know what I mean? What do you think they're going to do? Eventually, they're going to start eating candy bars out the register. They're going to start doing this. They're going to start doing that because they don't have no purpose. Right? Friendship is one thing. Business is another. When I get off work, we can play, party, whatever you want to do. Go to the club, hang out with the ladies, whatever y'all want to do. But here on the court, in the arena, I have to maintain a certain type of
image.
Exactly. And then when I'm out, I have to maintain a certain type of image because I myself am a business.
I'm a product.
And I'm a product of this particular company. I'm a product of myself.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
I am Ja Morant Inc. Right. And being Ja Morant Inc., I have to make sure that the people that are around me understand the importance of my brand and what I'm about.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
And
sir.
then those people got to understand without me, we don't have this. They have to take care of Ja. They have to make sure Ja, even when he might make a mistake, somebody got to be around him like, hey, man, listen, bro, come on.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Come on, man, bro.
Right,
Listen,
right.
man. Come on,
Right.
bro. Come
Right.
on, bro.
So now that you're in good old Minnesota,
Mean show.
you're welcome. But as you were at the Mall of America,
Yes, sir.
what do you think of the second largest mall in the world,
Who got the first now?
Canada?
Canada.
Oh, they would have stole y'all mall.
They was kind of run underground and all kinds of stuff. So.
I had to put it out there though.
Oh, you know,
Got us.
I love Mall of America, man. Every time we come in, we go there. I didn't
Okay.
get a chance to finish going today because we went kind of late. But tomorrow we're gonna start early.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna start early. But I like Mall of America. I love it.
Do you do it all? You like go to the stores, you go on, you do the like Camp Snoopy and all that? It's not called Camp Snoopy.
No, I don't go to the.
Okay.
My kids went when the first time they came here. My kids went on that.
Yeah.
Funnel log. I don't know if they still got that no more. They still got the
They
log right?
changed it.
Oh yeah. I think
They took
still
it
got
out.
They still got it.
Young.
Is
They're
it
still
a,
there.
Didn't a young individual fall out of it and fell to his death? I think somebody got killed in it before though.
real somebody fell out of it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
He panicked and jumped out.
Oh no, that's his fault.
So it wasn't none of their fault.
That's terrible to
Yeah.
say, but
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
you can't jump out no. You can't jump out no. You can't jump on the
Nah,
log
you
ride,
can't.
bro.
You can't.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible to hear.
You know,
though.
he had that
Lord,
drop. He
Jesus
felt
Christ.
that drop and he just jumped out.
Oh, wow.
This happened a while ago though.
Wow.
Oh man, that's sad.
Well, to get off the sad note,
Yeah,
I want
let's
to
get
know
off
about
that.
the
Get off
show
of that.
tomorrow, man. So,
Yeah.
Tell us
yeah.
about
You
the
know,
show.
yeah.
show gonna be
let's
crazy.
talk about the show tomorrow, man.
Hey man, I'm doing some songs off the new album. Actually 2 songs off the new album that Drummer Boy produced, which is Crazy Records. One's
Okay.
called What They Want, the other one's called I can't say the name of the other one because it's my single.
Okay.
I don't want nobody trying to steal the montage.
Right.
It's a surprise. Show up.
Surprise,
You'll
show
find
up.
out.
It's
The
gonna be
first time
crazy.
you've been over at the Minnesota Music Cafe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've been all over this place, but I never heard that place.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've been there, right, Chris?
What street
Yeah.
was it on?
First time.
I don't know. Third and Wabash. I don't know.
Third and Wabash.
My guy was like, hey, man, it's over there on 15th and 38th Street. I was like, yeah, 15th and 38th Street. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, curious to know at the show because I've never been to one of your shows.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-oh.
It's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun.
He'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
I'll be coming
That's
to check it out
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
That's fun.
Definitely, yeah.
But have you ever been to a Prince show?
As in Purple Rain Prince?
Yes.
Why you keep pointing his way for?
Yeah, why you keep pointing at me, man?
Because he was
I
one
ain't
of
not
the
a Prince.
He was a performer. He was a performer.
This is a performer Prince?
Yeah, he did
Yeah,
Diamonds and
like a
Pearls.
long time.
Oh, that's dope, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Nah.
Yep.
My homeboy played on his last show in Atlanta at the Fox Theater.
Oh, okay.
Lil John Roberts. You know Lil John
Okay.
Roberts, the drummer?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in that band I was telling you about, The Chronicle.
Okay.
So it's
okay.
Avery, it's Lil John, the drummer, who played with Janet, Stevie Wonder. He did Stevie Wonder's last tour. He did Songs in the Key of Life. And he did that. He did Janet. He did George Duke, and the list goes on and on and on. Then you got Avery Johnson, who produced Never Scared.
Okay.
He also played with everybody. So
Okay.
does Phil Davis, Billy Olam, L Rock. That band is legendary.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I think Prince performed. Prince did perform with them.
Yeah.
Prince performed with them. Brian McKnight, everybody performed.
List
with
of
them.
people, yeah.
Oh man, it's crazy.
The only remembrance I had of going to Atlanta, we played. We were coming from Miami. Got to Atlanta and it snowed.
Yeah.
Wasn't like a bad storm. It was what we call a little dusting.
Oh yeah, not Atlanta.
Atlanta closed down the city.
Yeah,
Everything
the threat
closed
of snow
down.
shuts the city down.
We pull up to the hotel and the guy at the counter, he's like, yeah, thank God you guys made it in. It's snowing. He was like, yeah. So we're from Minnesota.
Right.
We come in and they're like panicking, like, yeah, we're getting ready to close everything down. Thank God you guys got here. We'll get you in your rooms. And so me and one of the other brothers like, so can we get a car somewhere? And they say, you're gonna get a car? Where you going? We're like, bro, we need to go to the store. We're gonna get some, drinks and stuff. We're gonna be up in because we were shooting dice on the road.
Of course.
Right? So we up in
cars have
We all
snowplows.
up in the room shooting dice. So the lady's looking at us like, so you guys want a car and you're gonna actually go out in this?
Right.
I'm like, so we could
This is
blow the
nothing.
snow. It's not really like snow. And so they closed everything. We didn't actually perform that when we got there. We had to cancel the show.
Right.
Because they closed the city down.
Of course they did.
For 2 days.
Hey, listen, we are from heat. Smoldering heat. We're not from ice and snow. And
Where the show gonna go on regardless.
Nah.
Just in time with this 85 to 90 degree weather coming
Yeah,
up.
man.
Oh
You
yeah,
ain't
definitely.
kidding.
I know about up here.
It'll feel like home tomorrow.
That's why I'm here now. Chris be like, hey man, you want to do a show in Minneapolis? It's December. No, I'm good.
Nope,
I'm good, bro.
nope.
I'm good. bro.
90 degrees on Friday.
Look,
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
All right. Well, I guess we can go ahead and wrap this up.
yes, sir.
This is the What's Up Chris show and podcast. I'd like to thank you, Bone, for joining in.
Oh
with
yeah,
us.
man.
My name is Chris.
I'm Damon D.
I'm Donn Twin.
And this is Dion,
Dolomite.
a.k.a. Dolomite.
All right.
That's Dola White.
White.
Dola White.
G6K.
Hey, what up, Chris? This a hit, not a one and done. Every scene on the screen is a one and one. Tune in with a friend, we got more to come. Conversation topics never end, cause we got a ton. We gon' shoot it while we can, we don't get enough. Strong team, chasing dreams, so we level up. You won't see a thing by the stream, that's just how it's done. Working all day and night till we number one. What up, Chris? What up, Chris? What up, Chris? Got a lot of hits, but it ain't nothing like this. Hey, what up, Chris? What up, Chris?